So check this out. I picked up this old cat mini bike and it has the best handlebars I've ever seen. So these handlebars are pretty sweet. I mean, other than the sweet handlebars, it's a pretty cool bike. I mean, it's pretty much complete. Looks like it needs a carb. It has a header pipe. So you got the slick in the back with a scrub brake, and then the treaded tire in the front, running a 420 chain. So it has the Hemi mounts, but it has a standard head. So what is this? 70 millimeter bore, 55 millimeter stroke, which is marked right there. So it's a 212, and it's not a Predator Hemi, even though it has the Hemi mounts and the standard style head. So I think this will be a pretty cool bike if I can get some handlebars on here and a seat. So I think I have the perfect handlebars for this bike. These babies right here. I mean, I'm not going to use the entire handlebar. I mean, because these are kind of tall. But I can cut these down and use sections of them and then weld them on here. So if you look at this doodle bug over here, the handlebars rise about, I don't know, 10.5 inches or so. So maybe I'll cut about 10.5 inches off of these and then I'll weld them on here. To put these on here, or to weld these on here, I think I'll cant them back just a little bit like that. So I might move them up a little bit and then cant them back a little bit. Kind of like the Doodlebug, or actually all these bikes, they're all canted back just a little bit. And they're tilted up just a little bit. So to make it more comfortable, I think I'll tilt them up a little bit and then cant them back a little bit. So that seems pretty good right there. I mean, it's not like perfect, but pretty darn close. I mean, they're pretty straight. So I think I'll go ahead and pull the forks off and then weld them up right there. And it's kind of cool, they're forward just a little bit to make it a little bit more comfortable to ride. So it's cool, the nut is welded on down there. So those handlebars turned out pretty sweet. So I think I'll throw a coat of paint on this thing while I got it apart. So I might as well go ahead and pull the engine off of this. Yeah, this thing turned out pretty nice. So I think they're right at the right angle. So I'll go ahead and throw some paint on this along with that frame. And what the heck, I already have this thing down this far. Might as well throw some paint on it. And that way I can check out the components that are on here. Crazy how people ride around like this. So look how loose that sprocket was. Just kind of sitting on there. That thing was just sitting on there. Well, I got this off. Let's see why this spring is down here. Okay, so it was just a spring stuck under there. That's a trip. So if you look under there, I don't know if you can see it, but the governor hole has been plugged. So this is not a 196 block, and it's not a Predator block, and it's not even a Tillotson block. But it has all the reinforcement, at least on the case, and then it's got a 70 millimeter bore, 55 millimeter stroke, so it's a 212. This one's got nice compression. So it already had a slide carb intake on here, which was blocked with this. And then a header pipe, so I wonder if it has valve springs. Another thing I noticed on this frame, which it might make it kind of hard to ride, is it's missing a foot peg. Got one welded over here, and the other one's broke off. So I think I'm gonna weld one on here. Alright, so I've got the engine on there and the clutch and the chain back on. And I added another fuel line under the gas tank just because the old one was all brittle. So now I'll add a kill switch, which everything is already here. So that should be nice and easy. Just run the wires down. And then for a carbonator, I have this PWK 24mm that I think will work pretty good on here. I mean, it's been sitting around here, so I'll have to check the jetting to see what's in here. But I think this will work out. And these solder seal wire connectors make this thing, make hooking up the kill switch super easy because they have a solder built into the connector. You get all these different sizes in there. So it makes it super easy to hook up all this wiring. I mean, I could use a little torch on here, but it gets so hot so quick. It's just easier to use the lighter. Then I throw a little shrink wrap over the connector, and there you go. So there we go. The kill switch turned out pretty good. Got it all ran and clamped, and then ran up. So now I'll throw that carb on here. And I think I'm going to have enough cable on this. I don't have to solder a tip. Let me see what carburetor jet I have in here real quick before I slap this carb on there. So it looks like this thing has a 105 main. So let me bump that up a little bit. So I'll throw a 115 in here, and that'll get it closer anyway. I think that'll be pretty good. Let's see what kind of pilot we got in here. It's got a 32 pilot. And let's just try it out, see what it does. So now let me see if there's too much cable sticking out here. It's kind of hard to tell. I mean, it might be a little bit too long, but I'm not totally sure because there's still adjustment up here. So let's find out. And I have adjustment on this too, so I can raise it up. So I think I'll be okay. I mean, as long as we can get like what, 3/4 throttle, it'll be good. I mean, on this little bike, let's see what we have here. Oh, there we go. Full throttle. Perfect. So I got all the vent lines ran, and then the fuel line, and then I used the shutoff valve that came with the bike and bolted it right there to the head. So we'll see how she flows, but I think it'll work. So now all I have to do is get a seat for this, or find a seat for this. So I have this small seat that I can't remember where I got it, but it looks like a perfect fit for this bike. I mean, it's just small enough. Because this is a very small bike. So hopefully I got this thing centered on there. I guess we'll find out. Alright, so that was an easy enough build. I mean, this thing came out pretty good for just using parts lying around here. And for whatever brand of engine this is, it has a lot of compression. So it'll be interesting to see if it'll fire up. Ooh, almost first pull. I tell you what, that clutch grabs quick. Got that chain slapping. Motor mount got back. Man, you can tell right away this thing is totally highway geared. And even highway geared, this is like way too much power for this little thing. Basically a micro bike. This thing moves out. Yeah, you can totally tell this thing is designed for a 2.5 horse flathead Briggs or something from back in the day. Yeah, this thing is way too much power for this little tiny frame. I mean, as you're going, you get on it and it wants to lift the front end up. It's just so tiny. I mean, it actually runs pretty good. It's pretty smooth. All right, let me see if I can get this thing fired back up. She kind of died right there. Ah, there we go. I mean, this thing is totally highway geared. It just kind of lugs along. Yeah, this thing has way more top speed than this bike was designed for sure. Uh-oh, it just died again. I think it's my fuel line. The way it goes up, I mean, it's just not flowing into the carb. I need to cut this fuel line down. It's kind of good that it's totally highway geared. It kind of keeps the front end down a little bit. I mean, until you get going. I mean, if this thing had like a lower gear on it, man, it would flip right over if you're not careful. I mean, it just accelerates super quick. Yeah, it's got really good acceleration. Well, this bike runs great. I mean, it runs fantastic, but it kind of has a little bit too much power, even with the highway gear. I mean, you're running along like 20 miles an hour, and if you gas it, the front end just wants to flip over or come up. So it's kind of good that it does have a high weight gear. You can definitely tell this bike is designed for back in the day with like a little 2.5 horse or something, because it's literally pretty much a micro bike, but it does run nice and smooth. So I mean, it's a cool bike.